What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Gannon. Today we're going to be taking this stock, or what used to be stock, 2018 manual BMW 340i xDrive. I'm going to be taking it from stock to stunning in this video, doing $3,000 worth of modifications, all in this, however long this video is. This took me like a month to make, but none of that matters. Let's go to the video. Enjoy. Alright, so first step, knock these pins out. Like there's this bit right here, just yank them off the pliers. And then once you do that, here, this is what I'll show you a little trick. So I took the pliers like this, and then grab it, and then I hit it with a hammer, and it came out super easy. Alright, so once those springs are out, you got your pads, which should just wiggle out. And then I didn't even take this clip off because of how easy it was to take my pads out. It probably changes depending on how much pad you have left, because these aren't necessarily like completely gone. They still got some life left. What I did too is I opened up the brake reservoir, which is under this, so that when I push the pistons and the caliper in, then brake fluid or the air can get out of it, and it's not super hard to push in. See, I can almost push these in with my fingers. But what I did is with the old rotor on it, I'll just take the screwdriver and just push them both in, just like this. Take these bolts off where my finger is. They're pretty tight, so get you a breaker bar, take these off, and then the whole thing will pop off. I didn't have a bungee cord, so I actually just used a charger cable like this, and I tied it to the spring right up here. All right, so I tied it up here just like this. I moved it to the back of the spring, and it's gonna hold good. Now we are going to take out this right here. So it's 6mm hex, and then it fits really snugly, so you don't gotta worry about it stripping. And then kind of hit it a few times. Alright, so there's your rotor, and it's off. Now, I'm gonna use my wire brush, and I'm gonna clean up all of this in a second. Alright, so I just got this on. Now it's time to put this sucker back on. Literally just do all the steps in reverse. Alright, so now that these are on, I'm gonna get torqued to 110 Newton meters. Now we're gonna put the pads in. All right, for this one, it's a little different. You're gonna need a flathead, And then all you gotta do right here is cover it up, give it a good pry. So pry it off, get out of the way because they all come with that. And then back here, there's two 16 mils right here, and then a different one down below. They're a pain because there's not a lot of room, so just get those off and then I'll go from there. So now take the rotor off. Popped her off, and as you can see, the e-brake is right here, so when it's pulled up, this will come out and push on the inside of this rotor. So you have to just make sure that it's down when you try and take it off. Now we're gonna go ahead, clean this with the wire brush. We have this one, which isn't held in by anything, so you can just pop it out. But then, and then this one right here, pop it up from the back. So it goes inside of this piston with this. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean all the surfaces where the brake pad is going to touch the physical caliper, and then I'll get back to you. All right, so I just wiped down the inside of right here, like all of this, and then this. I pushed this back, so we should be able to slip this on, and then just bolt it back up, and I'll get back to you. So I also torqued these down to 110 Newton meters, which is what the fronts are for. That's pretty much it. All right. You also will need this, so, and she's in, and now you're done. All right, guys, so now it's time for a little bit of maintenance. So we're gonna do an oil change. What you're gonna need for this is a jack to get your car off the ground, a 32 millimeter socket for the oil filter, a swivel head, some extensions, and then a big ratchet to fit your 32 millimeter socket, 7 quarts of 0W20, whatever brand you prefer. I'm going to use some anti-friction from Liquid Moly to add into the new oil. While that's draining, we're going to use our contraption here. Let's see if we can get the oil filter off. So now that the oil is almost all the way drained out, we're going to go ahead and start it up for 5 seconds to get all of the oil out of the oil lines and out of the turbo and stuff. Nah, I'm just joking. That'd be crazy, but we're going to go ahead and torque down our oil filter. I have a few extensions. It's supposed to be 25 Newton meters, but I have it to 30 because of the extensions, so all that good. Now we're going to go back under, use our push washer, and then torque the drain plug. So now we're going to go ahead and fill her up. it takes 6.9 quarts, so I'm just gonna throw in 7. So we got CTS turbo intake. We got garbage, filter, hardware, and some couplers, and then our heat shield. Obviously, what we're going to start off by doing is removing our old intake system. It's just held in by these grommets. Okay. So you're going to need this, the mass airflow sensor. So we'll take that out later. We'll just finish on getting out the rest, which is just this part right here. So I got the other part out, but it took a toll on me. I had the cover on, and I went like this, and then smacked my finger. So now what we got to do, transfer over the mass airflow sensor to this one. So it's a T20. So just put on this coupler. Now we're gonna go ahead and tighten it up. The hose clamps that are provided is a 8mm. So alright, so now this is super solid. What we're gonna do, put this on right here. Alright, so just got our actual intake tube in, plugged in our mass airflow sensor, tighten that up. So now what we're gonna do, throw on another coupler with another hose clamp on the end of this. Just tighten up the 2 hose clamps on both sides of that CTS turbo coupling, and then that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and spray everything down with PV Blaster, especially this right here. All around this, we're gonna go ahead and spray down. Alright guys, so I already went ahead and cracked these loose. I was able to do it with this, didn't even need a breaker bar. It's just a really big 1/2 inch. You're gonna need a 18 and a deep 16. So you're gonna just this is a strut spreader. So all you do, throw it back here into a gap, and then when you twist it, it'll open this up and allow for everything to fall down. It's in there, and then when we go ahead and twist, and then leave that in there, it's gonna open everything up. If you go ahead and disconnect our strut brace. So we are just gonna go ahead and take out every single one of these. What I'm gonna do is torque each of these to 30 Newton meters plus 90 degrees. Alright guys, so for the strut mount, we're gonna go 56 plus 90. Now for the nut and bolt. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this through here. We are going to be torquing the nut to 44 Newton meters plus 90. So, okay, 44. The sway bar end length. Gonna be working with 56 Newton meters. Sorry guys, I just got into a rhythm and completely forgot to start recording, but so what I'm working on here in the rear is, first off, what I did is loosen up this. This is a 21 millimeter. I just used my impact. This is a bushing, so I didn't take it all the way off, just loosen it up. Then for this one, this is the strut. So I think on this side was an 18, other side was also an 18, so hold that. Then take this off. For this, an external torque's 20, and then on the other side is a 21 millimeter. Just got these two out. So now we're gonna do, let the jack down. So what I did is I just jacked it up until the strut right here just lines up perfectly, so you can just slip your nut and bolt right through there. So I'm gonna do that quick. Give it a good hammer. All right guys, so now what I'm doing is I just mocked the wheel up, put all the nuts through, lightly put the bolts on, and then now I am jacking up the lower control arm to what ride height would probably be. That's good. Okay, so now I'm going to take this wheel back off and then torque everything down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and torque this nut right here to 165 and that nut right there to 165 as well. And this is with the jack under it. Now just the strut bolt. This goes to 100 Newton meters plus 90 degrees of torque. So I'd say it was a success. I don't hear any weird noises. No nothing when I turn. There's no creaking over bumps or anything like that. So here's the ride height on these springs. It's I mean, it's low, but it's not like slammed or anything. It's lowering springs. That's what I wanted. I think it looks really good. The fitment on the, like, you don't really need spacers because the wheels actually come out pretty far, so which is really nice. I just took delivery of this. Here's the new addition to the BMW, or soon to be. Alright, so gonna be painting the bumper now. I just went over the whole thing with Scotch Brite pads. Had scuffed it off. Now I'm using the tool and the greaser. We just routed the whole thing. There was so much dog hair on here, we had to redo a certain spot, but everything is looking good. I scuffed it, tack pad, everything, and then we went ahead and mixed up this paint. Looks good. It's really pretty. C10. So then now we're looking up to see if this needs a black base coat for the blue to sit on top of, because I guess a lot of that's what happens. But so right now we're putting on a black base coat because we think that it'll fit better with this darker blue color instead of the white primer. Then after this, just regular blue base coat, then we'll be set.
This is going to be up.
Here's the finished product. There's a lot of dust on it, but like you can see, but I mean you can't really do anything about that. It's looking pretty good. I just got, I got the bumper back about a week ago, and I'm getting ready to wet sand the imperfections. I'm gonna wipe this all the way down, but I just set some, let's see, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000 into this to soak, so when I wet sand it, it will not get stuck in the sandpaper. This is going to be my buffing setup. I got a new pad, but the cheap buffer, and then this compound pad with Meguiar's Ultimate Compound and Polish. So once I start, I'll let you guys know. Alright guys, here's the finished result. This thing is a mirror. So cool. So, pretty much just gonna build it up. Probably a different day. But yeah, it's done, and then we'll get the install rolling. Nice. Alright y'all, so I just finished putting together the bumper. So what that consisted of is the front grille, the two side grills, and then the fog light mounting bracket. So these I'll just clip in. And then the fog light mounting bracket, there's this screw here and this one here. This one is for the fog lights, and so down, so those screw those in. Yet, same on this side. Alright everybody, it's time. We got a good old 6 to 8 inches coming in. We're gonna be throwing on this fresh bumper. So first thing we're gonna have to do is take off the old one. So we're gonna get rid of this little trim piece. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts up here. More, looks like 8s to take out. Sit right in the water. Oh yeah, I see another one. There's 2 from right here, so now, boop. We're gonna go do that same thing to the other side, and the bumper will be off. So now the bumper is free.
my noodle? Where's my noodle?
Here's the bumper. I got it on. I was kind of raging, so I didn't really record it, but I mean, I think the paint actually is really good. I can't tell the difference right now. So let's see. Okay, so here's the finished results. The video took like a month to make. We got obviously the most apparent thing, the bumper. It was a pain in the ass to get on. Our big brakes, front and rear. And then our under the hood mods, like the intake. And so, and then this is the fitment with the lowering springs in the rear. I think it's like literally perfect. And then front, it's gonna be just fine for driving in the winter, and you know, it's not too dirt nasty low. So. And then the bumper, I don't know if you can, so these grills right here are really cheap plastic. They're not ABS or nothing, so it kind of is looking a little wonky, but it looks fine. The paint turned out alright. It's not perfect. I messed up here on the parking sensor, but other than that, I mean, it's a pretty solid transformation, I think. The car's dirty too, obviously, but not looking too shabby.